7.5 hours. Let me tell you, my back is now feeling the impact of that ride. So today I'm going to show you how to install a rider's backrest, because I remember years ago I never thought I'll see the day that I am using a rider's backrest. I never even thought I'd see the day that I'm riding a road glide. I mean, what the heck? I always thought that road glides was like ugly. I thought they were for like old people. Well, I guess I'm now an old man because it feels good and I love my road glide. All right, so let's go. I'm gonna show you how it's done. Simple install. I went to Harley, picked up the pieces. I know they have the automatic adjusters. They have all these other parts. I might decide to get one of those later down the line, but honestly, once you find your space that feels good, you're good. All right, I'm gonna show you how it looks on the bike, and then I'll show you how to install it. All right, the first thing I need to do is take off this strap so I can get the seat off. So I'll take the strap off here. It's not hard. And what I like to do when I take these things off is I put them right back into the socket. That way I don't have to worry about losing them at all. That's the first part, okay? I'm not gonna take the bag off. I don't really need to. And then there's a screw back here. Let me show it to you. There's a screw right here. And I use my Phillips, and I use the Phillips because I don't get to thread anything. You take that screw out. There we go. And the same thing I do here. So basically you lift this up and you pull it out. And that will give you access to all of this. So I'm going to put this screw right back in. That way I don't have to worry about losing anything. That's that. So there are two nuts right here. You don't remove this white piece at all, period, because that will make these nuts just fall in. This is on a road glide. I don't know how it is on the other bikes, but that's on a road glide. And I'm using a size 12 socket here. And I'm going to remove that on both sides. And then you make sure you take those sockets and those nuts and put them someplace that you don't lose them. Do not lose these. The next thing I'm going to do here now is I'm going to remove this plate because I need to get to these holes right here. So I'm going to use a size 14 and I'm going to remove this and this, okay? That's going to loosen this up, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these off. There's a little knob here. You pull it, and that will come out, just to make sure it's easier to remove this electrical console. So with a little wiggling, you're going to feel like this is not going to come up, but it's attached to a little bolt that's right down here, and you want to get this out the way. And the battery's down there, so let's get the other pieces so we can start the attachment. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to place this piece. I'm going to use probably the second bracket, the second hole, and hope that I didn't bring it too far in or too far back, all right? If it's not properly aligned, then I'm going to have to go back in and adjust it to my size. Because I'm 6'2", I have long legs. So I'm not gonna tighten everything down completely. I'm using everything hand tightened. So you put that bracket here, okay? Now we're gonna get the long bracket, which is gonna be this piece, like this, and we're gonna mount it. It's gonna attach down here into those 3 holes. So now on the instructions, I'm basically taking this bracket right here, and I'm gonna put this bracket facing this way, like this. And I'm gonna take, well actually here, and I'm gonna take the nut that comes with it, and it's gonna go right down into that opening. And then you take the bolt and the nut, and you take that from the bottom, and you hand tighten. Remember, hand tightening first. This part you can just bolt down, no big deal. Try not to lose that piece too. Take your time. Take your time. This is my first time installing this, but if I'm doing it, then you can do it. So I'm using a size 11 socket and a regular little plier. I'm using a plier to get underneath here so I can hold this nut in place. All right, I found a 7/16 wrench and that works well. So let me do the other side, same thing. Try to get it as straight as you can. Now, I never had a backrest in any of my bikes. And I remember being younger and thinking that this stuff was only for old men. Well, guess what? I must be an old man now because I can't wait to put this on. I did 7 hours of riding yesterday. And I'm gonna tell you, my back did not feel so good. So I'm hoping that when I'm riding long distance, which I will be doing a lot of long distance riding, that this will make a difference in my ride. There we go. Now remember, I'm not making it extremely tight. I'm making it just a little tight. I'm making it tight enough, put it that way, but don't over tighten it, okay? No need to. Right there, that's nice. Beautiful. All right, next. All right, so here's the next piece. This bracket, I'm gonna use the long screw right here. It's gonna match the same 2 screws that we used in this part. So what I do is this goes in right into this little opening right here. And then you're gonna push that hole in, push this through the hole. And then you're gonna take that nut onto the back. Uh-oh. All right, there we go. So let's do it again. Take the nut to the back. I'll move this to the side. That way it gives me more space and more room to get to this opening. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use the wrench while I'm able to get access to it. And I'm gonna semi-tighten before I connect it to the top. So basically just, oh man. You know what, I'm gonna find one a little bigger. This one is a little too tight. You know what, this part works. Let's see what it does. Yeah, there we go. Trial and error, baby, trial and error. So I'm just gonna semi-tighten it in, not making it real tight yet, but just enough that way you don't have to worry about doing too much torque. And then this piece here is gonna go in through the slot. Like on my Road Glide, I'm in the 2nd slot. I don't know about the other bikes, but I know that I'm on the 2nd slot in this Road Glide. And then the screw, the nut goes on the back of that bolt. Now these are different sizes, so you have to find a size that works well. Now let's find a size that works for this one. Okay, I need something smaller. And we will do it together. How about that? Teamwork. All right, so this is a size 10. And then of course, a bigger wrench for the back. Let me find one that fits it. All right, I found one of these little things from something that I bought, which happens to fit perfectly. All right, so that's my luck. That's my luck. And then I'm going to tighten this down. All right, that's pretty tight. I'm also just gonna make this part tight too. Just call it a day now. The piece that I'm gonna have to make adjustments to though is gonna be this. In just in case I don't have the right setting for my back, but I'm hoping that it's just the perfect setting that I put it to. That way I don't have to come back in here and do anything extra. All right, so I'm tightening this down. Remember, not over tight, just tight enough. All right, let's see what we get. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the seat back on, and this little slither in the seat, I'll show you. So this little slither that's right here in the seat, that's where this is gonna go into. So you slide this back right underneath. You make sure you have this thing aligned to that little hook point. I'm not even attaching, hold on a second, I don't even want to attach any of this yet. But let me just put it down, that way I can get to it easier. Let me just attach this right now, because I'm not going to need to remove that stuff anymore. So I'm putting everything back in, right where I got it from. And then I'm going to also put those nuts back in. Now, one thing I will tell you is I just made a slight error, nothing big, is that you have to make sure that this is actually sliding right back into that slot so it can lay flat. If you don't slide it back in the slot, you're gonna definitely feel things bulking up. All right, you don't want nothing popping up. You want to bring this right back to where it is so everything can fit flush. We don't want nothing messing up on you. All right, this bike is expensive. We want to make sure that everything is functioning properly. There we go. Now I feel better. Yes. All right. So it's completely flat, back to where it needed to be. These are all connected back into place. Now, let's get the seat back on here, and let's get the actual backrest on, and see how it feels. I never sat on a bike with a backrest, like I said before, my whole life. Now, right here, there's a little slot right here. That's the slot that needs to go right back into this little opening. Okay, so you need to find that little opening, and then we have the slot through here that it comes in through this little space. So the chair has this opening, and then you have this spring right here. And what this does is when you put that in, the spring, you clamp it, you open this up, you drop it in, and then you want to drop it to the side that feels a height that feels good. Okay? Make sure it goes into both sides. All right, there we go. So that's it. Simple. So let me see what it feels like, if it feels good, if I need to drop this lower or not, and then I can tighten everything back up. All right, family, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I helped you out a lot. I ended up keeping the same exact setting that I did. Like I said, I'm 6'2". I have these long, linky legs, and I took my ride this morning, felt so comfortable. My back felt amazing. It's right here, baby, right here. You know what I'm saying? Let's take another look at it. Leave it in the comments. How did you do? Have you used your backrest, or are you going to get a backrest? Did this video encourage you to get one or not? Did you buy one? And which one did you buy? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Say, hey, yo, Donovan, what's up? I'm subscribed because I'm going to start to share all my little journey with y'all. Road Glide Chronicles, baby. Road Glide Chronicles. Just keep on coming back for more stuff. And, you know, I want you to tell me some of the things that you have done, because I want to start to put some more life to my bike as well. All right, so let's take a walk through again and see what it looks like. Let's go.